Hey guys, and welcome to Video Game Talk. That's right. The talk show where all we do is talk about video games and video games because it's called Video Game Talk, and that's what we're going to talk about is video games. Specifically today, Pokemon Go, and how they're adding Generation 2 Pokemon finally. Now, they had been teasing us with Generation 2 Pokemon and Pokemon Go for a long time, and even as far as a couple of months ago saying that they were definitely going to do it then, but now we get confirmation that this week they are adding 80 Generation 2 Pokemon into the game, and that includes, of course, fan favorites, the Evolutions, Umbreon, and Espeon. And so with Umbreon and, honestly, Umbreon and Espeon, those are probably the best out of that. Otherwise, Generation 2 has not my favorite Pokemon. Personally, my favorite Pokemon are probably in Gen 3, Mudkip being my favorite Pokemon. But, yeah. There we go. So the question that I have for you all today that I will be answering in the live chat is this too little too late? That's the question. Too little too late. Meaning that, does it matter that we are now getting Generation 2 Pokemon into Pokemon Go? Or should they have done this months ago when everyone was actually still playing this game? And if not, if you don't think it's too little too late, do you think that bringing Pokemon 2 Generation, or do you think that bringing Pokemon Generation 2 Pokemon into Pokemon Go is going to bring players, either new players into the game or bring back players that haven't been playing for a while, back into the game? Or do you think that this is neither? Do you think that this is both too little too late, and this is not going to bring anybody back? People are going to be like, meh. I mean, I guess that's the very definition of too little too late, meaning that people, like, I might have been like, oh, I got to get, going. They're added all these new Pokemon, but because they've, because they've added it so late in the game, I personally am kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to, this is not going to make me, get back on the Pokemon Go. I mean, actually, my whole thing with Pokemon Go isn't as much the game itself. It's just that my phone can't really handle the game for whatever reason, so it tends to freeze and crash, like, after 5 minutes, which makes it really frustrating to play, and I don't like to keep restarting my phone to try to get it to work. So for me, it's a technical issue. But for you guys, I'll get rid of this now, for you guys, you might just be all about it no matter what, so I have no idea. That's why I'm asking for your opinion. So, again, the questions are, 1, is this good or is it too little too late? And then second, do you think that that Generation 2 Pokemon are going to bring in new people, bring back the old people that haven't played for a while, or is going to do nothing? Let's see. I see Marty Man says that it's too little too late. Kyle the Pug says, yes, it is too late. They added the eggs for Gen 2 a while back. Ruben Van Gizzle, I'm probably butchering that name, I'm sorry, says, it won't matter much. I think they should have done it when the rage was stopping. Yeah. Let's see here. Corey Bracken says, I have 5 gyms on my game that I've taken over. That's great, but that's not one of my questions. Kyle the Pug says, Generation 2 was my favorite generation. And Lord Hunter Play says Generation 3 is my favorite. So that's all that's going on in the chat right now. So, where's my Mudkip? I have a little plushy Mudkip that is usually back here. But now that I'm looking, I don't see him, which makes me wonder how long has he been missing from back here. It's probably one of my cats knocked it off or something. Oh yeah, my my game definitely crashes because I still have good old iPhone 4, so it's definitely not doing me any favors, but I also can't really afford anything better. So there's that, but So for me, my whole thing with Pokemon Go is I was really excited for the idea of Pokemon Go. I even got the Pokemon Go Plus, and it's For me, I guess, again, I can't blame it all on the game itself, because again, it is my phone crashing all the time has had a significant impact on how I look at the game, obviously, because since the game crashes all the time, I can't really get into it as much as I want to. However, Jackie is someone who plays it all the time, and her phone, she has an iPhone 6, it doesn't really have a problem running the game. The only things that frustrate her are the same things that frustrate other people, like just all of the times that Niantic, didn't fix something, or when they were having a problem with the tracking, and they got rid of the tracking, and then they brought the tracking back, but it was different. And they only brought it back in select cities, and then they brought it all, it's like Niantic couldn't decide how they wanted to keep tracking the stuff, and, that Niantic took down all those websites that would help you track Pokemon, saying like, oh, the adventure is in just randomly finding Pokemon. It's like, well, actually no, because Pokemon, the whole plot of Pokemon has always been about finding Pokemon in specific regions, and so that makes absolutely no sense. And just their policies on how they've conducted themselves as a company, and how they've have managed this game have been poor all around. I think that obviously they made their money with Pokemon Go on day one, because everybody was playing this game. Moms, daughters, grandchildren, fans, everyone was playing this game. So Niantic got their money on day one, and after that they kind of pieced out, for a while, and they've just kind of been meh. So I don't think that anybody, and obviously that's not, obviously I love Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo ambassador, and I love Nintendo, and everything that Nintendo does is great. A lot of people still don't realize that Nintendo really doesn't have anything to do with Pokemon Go. All of the problems for Pokemon Go have been completely Niantic's fault, and Niantic is the company that completely runs Pokemon Go. It's, I don't know a whole lot about Niantic besides what they've done with Pokemon Go, but it just, I feel like that it's been, I don't think anyone would disagree with me in saying that Niantic's handling of Pokemon Go has been pretty poor. So it's I mean, it is what it is. So they're trying to add this Generation 2, they're going to be adding the 80 Generation 2 Pokemon this week. And, it kind of brings up, for me, it brings up a whole other question, not even having to do with, like, oh, is this good or not, and will this do anything? It's like, so you've brought in Generation 2 Pokemon. Why haven't you fixed the other problems with the game? Where's Pokemon trading? Where's Pokemon battling your friends? Where's any of the things we were promised in that initial Pokemon Go trailer that was, like, 2 years ago now? Why can't we have those things? Why aren't we getting those things before we're getting Generation 2 Pokemon? Why are we just getting more Pokemon that we're going to be catching and doing nothing with? Why? Why can't we have nice things? Why, Niantic? It's just, that's what really, really grinds my gears. Is that they just, like, oh, it's a big promotional thing. Generation 2 Pokemon is coming in. Everybody get back on the game. You can now catch Pokemon Generation 2 stuff. And then it'll be the same thing again. Maybe people, like I said, even if you bring in new people, even if you get the old people back, guess what's going to happen? The same damn thing. You're going to be excited for about 2 weeks. You're going to catch all your Generation 2 Pokemon. And then you're going to be like, what the hell do I do now? And that's my biggest problem with this whole thing. Is that they still don't have their crap together over there at Niantic. Because if you do battling right with your friends, battle anybody you want, if you can trade Pokemon, your game has endless replayability. Your game can be enjoyed for at least months, maybe years, like a real Pokemon game. And then you can release more Pokemon. Then you can start releasing your Gen 2, Gen 3, whatever. But just putting in new Pokemon is just putting a Band-Aid over the wound instead of curing the what's causing the wound in the first place. I just cannot believe that they have learned nothing over at Niantic. And maybe I'm just getting pissed and ranting now, so half of you have probably already checked out. But it's just I cannot believe that is what's going on over at Niantic, is they think that just releasing Gen 2 is going to fix all their problems, and they'll just do the same thing with Generation 3. And I guess that's all they have to do, because in their opinion, they have to just, release new Pokemon, collect the money on the day that it happens. I know that some people will come back with Gen 2 and spend more money on Pokeballs, and I guess that, of course, that's all Niantic cares about is money. But, of course, there is something that better companies do to keep long-term customers, and that is not just to make money. Better companies would make sure that their game has longevity play. So that way they have returning customers that are going to, loyal customers that are going to keep coming back no matter what. And you don't do that with how they're doing it. You have to put in those Pokemon battles. You have to put in that Pokemon trading. I kid you not. If they continue to not put in things like trading and battles and other things that they should be putting in, then Pokemon Go is going to die this year in 2017. It'll just die completely. And I don't mean like die the way that it already has, where only like the really hardcore Pokemon fans are playing. I mean like those people are going to give up too. Because, I mean, like, Jackie loves Pokemon Go because she loves collecting Pokemon, but she's even said, like, wow, I wish that there could be the other things that they promised, And eventually the game's gonna get tired on her, where she's gonna have to put it down and be like, you know what, this is just pointless. So, I mean, it's like, I know, like, Marty Man here, I'll go to the comments in here. Marty Man's saying you need to give them time. I believe they know what they're doing. They are just stuck on a bug they are trying to fix. Marty Man, if you know the code of the game enough to put in brand new Pokemon, then you know enough to fix simple bug crashes, to fix simple glitches. And guess what? You fix those things before you add new things. That is just, simple game logic. So we have given them enough time. They have had plenty of time to fix whatever was wrong with the game, to put in those things. Again, if they can put a new Pokemon, then they could have fixed those things. Easy as piss. And I'm not getting mad at you, Marty Man. I'm just saying, like, they don't need any more time. Putting in Generation 2 proves that they don't know what they're doing at this point. Hey Richie, are you going to do more Pokemon Go events when the new update comes out? I guess, are you referring to when I was the judge on the Pokemon Go summer competition, the NorCal summer competition in the summer of last year, and then I was also the judge during the fall. We decided not to do a winter one because we were going to do it every 3 months, and we were going to do one in January. We canceled the one in January because literally we only got half the people in fall that we did in summer, and I knew that if we did one in the winter, it was barely anybody was going to come out. And again, I don't think enough new people are going to be playing the game because of this update to warrant another competition. I think that for the most part, Pokemon Go is pretty much already dead as far as I'm concerned. D. Kalen says, personally, I think Niantic should have just stuck with Ingress rather than release a half-finished game like Pokemon Go. No, well, yeah, maybe, but, like, I mean, again, Pokemon Go did make them millions of dollars, so from their opinion, then they absolutely wanted to release Pokemon Go. Yeah, exactly. Caden Champion says they should have finished dinner before starting dessert. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Otherwise it's going to just become a circular thing where I'm just going to be ranting and ranting. You guys have already heard what I had to say. Basically, I just can't believe that they're doing this and they haven't fixed their other problems yet. But whatever. I'm just one opinion. Let's end it here because, again, I'll just be getting mad about it. Alright, guys, thanks for watching Video Game Talk. I'm Rich Alvarez. Every Tuesday, Thursday, we do Video Game Talk here on the Rich Alvarez channel. And hey, you know what? I try to promote this as much as I can. Don't forget to watch Video Game Fights. There are 3 episodes of Video Game Fights on the Rich Alvarez channel so far, so go ahead and watch that because it's good for your health. And it's good for you. Alright, guys, I'll see you later. Bye!